Thanks for staying with us. So welcome back. So today's session will be reviewing in layman's terms the recent policy announcement made by the federal government to phase out its visa on arrival scheme from March, saying it is not working. In its replacement, the government is set to introduce something called the landing and exit cards, with prospective visitors who will have to pre-fill before coming into the country. Join us on the show from our Abuja studios to give clarity and better understanding on this initiative is the senior legal practitioner, human rights activist and social commentator, Mr. Tolu Babaleye. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yes.
Good morning, Nigerians.
Yes. Thank you again. So this visa on arrival, which was recently introduced back in 2020, 5 years down the line, the government is saying it's not working. Why do you think it didn't work?
Well, it didn't work because the world is moving towards a digitalized economy. Anything manual is being phased out. We're in the era of artificial intelligence. And, visa on arrival is a manual thing. It is susceptible to a lot of manipulations and forgery. So it didn't work. And that is why the federal government decided to do a policy somersault and look at a new area that can work.
Okay, sir. So who are the people that are affected by this announcement of this new policy that is coming on board?
Well, the people affected are foreigners who are coming to the country, and also the immigration officers who are the field officers attending to the foreigners coming to the country. When I say foreigners, we are talking of tourists, and we are talking of people who are coming to do business, or people who are ordinarily coming to Nigeria to become resident. Those are the people affected.
Okay, so I know that the policy was raised or started in 2020 as a result of COVID-19 to make it easy for people to come into Nigeria. And 5 years down the line now, we are looking to change it. But can you tell us some of the problems the policy, the visa on arrival, had given to Nigerians or to the economy? And, those things that are really not working for Nigeria and the reason we really want to change it. Can you state some of those difficulties we faced with that policy from 2020?
If you look at the policy, you discover that Nigeria is facing a lot of security challenge.
Okay.
And the essence of visa on arrival is when you come to the country, it is only then that Nigeria will start to profile you. They don't know where you are coming from, whether you are a fugitive from the country, or whether you are, a criminal, or a drug peddler who is trying to bring drugs into Nigeria. Nobody knows. So it is only when you come to Nigeria that Nigerians will now try, the immigration will now be trying to profile you and see whether you can come to Nigeria. And you discover that even under that policy, so many foreigners escaped because there was no way to trace them, to trace their whereabouts. As soon as they enter the country, they just escape. So that is the problem with the visa on arrival. And it also encourages a lot of corruption among the officers of immigration. So those are the problems that is identifiable with the visa on arrival. If you know the circumstances leading to visa on arrival, if I want to refresh the memory of Nigerians, you discover that Nigeria, and other African countries signed a treaty to liberalize trade among African countries. And President Buhari just made a pronouncement that whoever has a passport of any African country can come to Nigeria and do business. And as soon as you land in Nigeria, they will now process visa on your arrival. But you discover that other African countries did not open their border like that. Even in Ghana here, you know what a lot of Nigerians pass through, even after signing that treaty. So any serious country will not open its border. You see what is happening in the US now. Even as advanced as United States is, they still close their border. So, and that is, your border is as powerful as you are as a country.
Okay.
Because if your border is not closed, there is tendency that foreigners will come and attack you, that enemies will come and take over your country, and anything can happen.
All right.
Especially in a country like Nigeria, where we have a very vast border.
Okay.
So where anybody can just walk
Let me
in,
get a few more
especially
questions
through
for
the
you.
northern border.
Go ahead.
The policy is not. It is time to do away with the policy, and it has been rightly done away with.
Two things, this incessant change of policies, I'm wondering how it will affect our international relations with other countries, and what exactly will change with landing and exit cards, because I don't think visa on arrival is limitless. It's not citizenship. It has to be within a certain period of time before it expires. So what will change?
Of course,
Are they going to be checking? How does this work?
3 or 6 months.
How does this work? How does the landing card and exit card work?
Yes, what will change in this one is that from your country of origin, they will profile you. You fill your visa from online.
Okay, that's e-visa.
In some countries, Nigeria do not have a foreign mission or consulate office. So you don't need to have a consulate office in your country before you can fill your visa application in the country. So that is the way it is. And exit card, you have to fill it because Nigerians must know when you are leaving the country.
Okay.
A situation where you just come to the country and they want to turn Nigeria to a dumping ground doesn't work. This is 2025 and not 1825.
So for clarity,
every serious country in the world will have to be serious about policing its border, and that is what Nigeria is trying to do now.
Okay,
the
for clarity,
essence of exit card. Yes.
Yeah, I just want to clear it. This simply means e-visa. So before you get into Nigeria, you have filled your e-visa online, and as you are leaving, you are filling it too. Okay. Because of the use of landing card and exit card is what confused me.
Exactly.
Okay.
And the essence of this one is that there will be a synergy among all the security agencies.
Okay.
For example, the Interpol, the NDLA, immigration, custom, everybody will have access to your information. So before you come to Nigeria, before you are cleared, Interpol will have gathered his own intelligence on you. NDLA will have gathered his intelligence on you, whether you are associated with anybody bringing in drug into the country. Custom will have had his own intelligence on you, whether there's anything you are bringing into the country or whether you are coming to take out anything from the country. So that is the essence of the new policy that is going to come online.
Right.
So
does this affect
Nigerians?
Sir, does this affect Nigerians who use a different passport? So there's some Nigerians who don't have Nigerian passport, but they use foreign passports. Would that also affect them?
As long as you want to come to Nigeria, you have passport of any country. You are free to come to Nigeria, but you have to fill your form online in your country. You send it down. Immigration will check it. SSS will check it. Interpol will check it. Nigerian Custom will check it. All the security agencies will have profiled you and know where you are coming from and your purpose of coming to Nigeria. And they have to find out that you are not a criminal from your own country before you can be allowed into Nigeria. And when you come to Nigeria, you must have an exit plan. It's not that you come to Nigeria and just vamuse the way they used to do it under the visa on arrival. So this one now, it's not possible because wherever you are, they can track you and trace you and send you back to your country if you decide to stay put in Nigeria. So Nigeria is no longer a dumping ground.
Yes.
This one will even make international community to respect Nigeria because it is no longer business as usual.
Okay.
So we also have something to put on the table. It's not only in those countries.
Okay, sir. So if you have to advise the Interior Minister on how effective this could be or not, what would your advice be on this new policy?
Well, my advice would be that he has to train the immigration officers who are going to implement this program very well. And they must their internet must be up and doing all the time, so that people will not have a clog in the internet. And he must put his feet on ground, because for Nigerians to change is always very, very difficult. He must put his feet on ground and ensure that he stays by the new policy, which I believe is in the overall interest of Nigerians.
Okay, so one of the benefits,
at least for our security,
of a visa on arrival is that you can take care of certain emergencies with it. You can just, get into the country and get stamped. But do you foresee this causing any delays? And are there any exceptions?
I don't think there's any exception, except if you are a diplomat from your country. If you are a diplomat who has been sent to Nigeria from your country, then you can be admitted based on the foreign policy of Nigeria. But if you are a citizen of another country coming to do business in Nigeria, you must comply. Nigerians cannot just go to any country. If you go to Canada, if you want to go to US, you know what Nigerians pass through. So there must be,
even African countries.
It's going to be reciprocal. The way you treat us is the way we will treat you.
Wow.
That's the meaning of the new policy. And it is good like that.
Yeah. I'm happy with that, sir, because I remember going to some African countries that you would expect that, they will receive you like that. You have, in the process of even getting the visa, some of them don't even offer online visa. You have to get proper visa. It takes you 2 weeks. They will send it back from Abuja and all of that before you can access an African country just very close to you. So Nigeria, that is supposed to be the giant of Africa, should have modalities in place. But how do you see our relations with other countries surrounding us? Do you think it will affect how they want to come and do business, the ease of doing business with us? Because Nigeria used to be a place where anybody can fly in, do business and go. Do you think this will affect us, and how will it impact our economy?
I don't think so. The people, if you are genuinely coming to do business, you will comply with the law of a country in which you are coming to do business. This is our policy. We should not bend in for anything. Okay. Because Nigeria is a very big economy. We have the population. So anybody coming to do business in Nigeria is sure of making profit. So why don't we make our rule and be stringent with it? That is the only time they can respect us. And it will boost our economy, because you will know that Nigeria is not just a dumping ground. It's not where you can just wake up and come without filling your necessary forms. Nigerians, if we are going abroad now, you know the way it is. So it is difficult for us to go. We should also make it, it's not that we should make it difficult for them, but at least there must be some criteria to be met before anybody will just come in to Nigeria. You know what they normally do now? When they come to Nigeria before, because of the way the thing was as at that time, because it is manual, it is difficult to track them. But under this new policy now, wherever you are, when you are coming, Nigeria will know where you are going. So, and when you are leaving the country, we already know it. So if we check at the record and discover that you are still, in Nigeria, and you have exceeded your time without letting the authority know, they will fish you out and bundle you and take you to your country. The way, Trump is doing now in the US. Even in advanced country, Trump built a fence around America and blocked Mexico from just accepting America anyhow. So true. Even Canada has developed as it is. Trump is sending them back to their country. So that is, they need to respect Nigeria as the giant of Africa. Or to go to ordinary South Africa, you saw the way they were treating Nigeria. We are aware of what they call xenophobia. So the kind of respect they give to Nigeria has to be up in scale. And that is the reason for this policy. And I commend the Minister of Interior for bringing this policy at this time. And that is one of the very good hallmark for this government.
Why do you think it took this long for us to get to this point? Because, many countries have been doing this electronic visa for a while. What took us so long to get to this point, do you think?
You know, until this minister came on board, we saw what is happening in the Ministry of Interior. Even to get ordinary Nigerian passport, especially for those Nigerians living abroad, is a Herculean task. For Nigeria to get even passport in Nigeria, I don't want to say some things on national television. You know the way it was. It was the initiative of this minister that liberalized everything, that made everything possible, that you can even sit in your house without knowing anybody. You can get Nigeria green passport. So it is a deliberate action that this government is taking that is helping us the way it is at the moment. So before this time, it has always been very difficult because of corruption here and there. For you to get ordinary visa, that passport that you are supposed to pay 35,000, people pay as much as 200,000 because the government that was in power as at that time did not take it serious. But as soon as this minister came in, we saw what is happening, and Nigerians, especially Nigerians living in diaspora, are very, very happy, and that we want to encourage him to continue to do it.
Okay.
Because immigrations in Nigeria, immigration law now or immigration system is one of the reasons why we respect the government that is in power at the moment.
Okay.
And we give kudos to the minister who is making all this initiative to be possible.
Okay, so we know that most government policies, they always look exceptionally nice on paper. The problem we've always had as a country in Nigeria is implementation. So what do you think? Do you think we're going to have issues in implementation, especially the fact that you said that most of the immigration workers, with this visa on arrival, have, done some corrupt practices in the past? Do you think that they would try to stop this being implemented effectively? What are your thoughts on the implementation of this? Will it take time? Will it become effective immediately? What's the time frame for this?
Well, I think there's a timeline from 1st of March or thereabout. Yeah. They said this policy will kick off. I do not see any problem in its implementation because the person who is heading the ministry is a very serious-minded person. He has taken some decisions that Nigerians believe were not possible in the past. But he took the decision and he got away with them, and it yielded results. So it was even there was a time he even did a decoy. He was traveling like an ordinary person, like an ordinary Nigerian, and he got to the immigration. He saw the way they were operating. We all saw what happened. So there's a new sheriff in town, and I do not think that anybody will play with his job because we know what the country is all about as it relates to finding a job. Yeah. In the country. As soon as the minister says this is what we want to do, everybody will comply.
So we have a question on YouTube. Abiodun Adefusi says, Richard Omorogbe says, please, ladies, ask, what about Nigerians that are in Europe who already have European passports? How does this affect them? I think the exemption.
That's a splendid.
Nigerians, whether you have
their Nigerian passport,
whether you have any passport, as long as you are traceable to Nigeria, you are a Nigerian. You are free to apply for Nigerian passport from anywhere you are. It is a right of every Nigerian to have Nigerian passport if you so wish. So this policy will only majorly affect the foreigners who are coming to the country, not the citizens of Nigeria.
Okay. Then also,
we cannot wish our citizens away.
Someone else is asking if you can renew your Nigerian passport without visiting the UK embassy physically.
He's a commentator. I'm not sure he can answer that question.
So, can I say something? Okay. Yeah. So, do you think, in your opinion, that we have the capacity to sustain this, knowing that we require a lot of internet, and for many of our organizations, you hear, and agencies, you hear system is down today, system is down tomorrow. Do you think we have the capacity to follow through with this? Can we sustain it as a country?
I think that we should have the capacity.
We should.
Because Nigeria has spent so much money on building our internet. If you look at what is happening now in Nigeria, especially in Abuja now, internet has really improved more than what it was before.
Really?
Spectrum net is working effectively. So
Yeah.
Do you use it, sir?
we have internet
use it, sir?
everywhere.
In your area?
Yes, I use it
internet
in my
everywhere.
house.
And it works for you.
Oh, that must.
I use it. I use fiber internet in my house at Life Camp.
And it works
As I
for
talk to you, I also use it in my office in Katampe here.
Where can
It's
you-
working. I can confirm that.
That's in
So,
Abuja,
and-
sir.
and there will
That's
be
your site,
improvement.
sir, because we've used all
Yes.
of those ones and...
Yeah, that is in Abuja.
Okay.
And 5G is almost in every place now in Nigeria. With 5G, you can access internet.
5G on which network?
Okay, let me, I guess let's not. Let me come back to your thoughts on the airports. And we're talking about travel. So, the airports. I mean, there've been a bit. There's a Minister of Aviation, Keyamo, has spent quite a bit, done quite a bit to revamp our international airports. Let me pick your brain a bit. What do you think about the airports in Nigeria so far? I mean, because I thought about it when BC mentioned about sustainability. I really worry about the improvements that have been invested so much in the airports and how we can actually sustain, because we have a maintenance issue in our country of maintenance. We have a yeah.
I don't know whether you have visited our airport, any of the airports in recent time. I was in Lagos airport last week, Thursday. And Abuja airport, I use it frequently, all the time. Keyamo is working at the airports without making noise. In fact, he has surprised me. Even when you enter the toilet of Abuja airport now, you will be wondering whether you are in Nigeria. Everything is improving. And before, they would just cancel it's not that they still don't cancel flights. But now, when they cancel, if you have the courage to go and fill a form, you take them on. But Nigerians are not aware of it. But when they cancel your flight, just try to fill a form. They call a Savicon form, and take up any airline that cancel your flight anyhow. So Keyamo is also working, and there's a collaboration between the aviation and interior, and they are also aware of the workability and what is required to make sure that this new immigration policy works. So it will work. That's the way I look at it, and Nigerians will continue to bid on it.
Okay.
We are even though we are not yet in Canaan, but I can assure you that we have left Egypt.
Okay. Thank you very much. I think that's all we can take. Do you have any comments on social media that's interesting? Okay, that's all we can take. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us this morning on the show. That's all we can take on today's show. Hope you learned a few things as we have. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.